Look at her. Oh, the beauty of Plastique Tiara.
It's just annoying when you know when you see these drag queens on Instagram and then you meet them in real life and they don't look anything like themselves, and then you see these drag queens on Instagram and you see them in real life and they look exactly like themselves. She's one of those. Like, she is just as stunning in person as she is in her photos. And she's just beautiful. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, she's just so pretty. And she's actually really, really funny. Like, I don't think a lot of people got to see that side of her on our season, but she's very funny. Like, we always have a good kiki whenever we see each other. And she's one of my good girlfriends from that show.
What's a moment that you guys had on the set together that we wouldn't know about?
I actually have a good one. I forget what episode it was. I remember when, I think it was the Farm to Runway, when we all had to, well, there's two. The first episode, she did not say a word to anybody. She was so quiet and just like doing her own thing. And then like we were getting ready to do the runway or whatever, and I was sewing my thing, and she just walks over to me and goes, "You're my biggest competition here," and walks away. And I was like, okay. And then when Rue walked around to ask us all like who we think should go home and why, the Farm to Runway episode, I believe, she walked by me and just let me know and said, "I'm going to say you, don't be mad at me." But then that's when they had their big emotional moment.
Right.
She started crying and she got a nice hug from Rue. So I don't think she ever got asked who should go home. So she never said me, but she was going to, because she's a shady bitch.
Now that was quite a moment when Plastique got the "I'm your new mommy" hug.
I know.
What was the reaction in the workroom?
I mean, it was very sweet. Like she was really going through it, and like she was really kind of having a breakdown. And I went and kind of gave her a little hug afterwards to let her know that I loved her. And Plastique was so young on the show. I mean, she's still so young, but like it's a hard thing to go through and kind of bare your soul to somebody when you've had like issues like that with your family. So I was really proud of her for saying what she said and kind of showing us who she is and being raw and real.
And she got that hug.
The
hug heard around the world that all the other Drag Race girls that didn't get a hug wish they got.
I didn't get a fucking hug.
You got Drag Race Canada, so I think you're good.
Yeah, that's true.
Look at her. Scarlet Envy.
How did I know Scarlet was going to be on
Of course. It is Look at Her after all.
It is Look at Her.
Now, I'm sure you guys are probably fine now, but I know that in the reunion, I can't quite remember what happened. You said you didn't like her for some reason.
I was at a viewing party, I believe, at Roscoe's, and we were talking, and it was such a flippant off-the-cuff remark. I literally was just trying to be, one of those moments when you're trying to be funny, and then you're not. And I just said, "Oh, we all hated her," so like on the show, because I mean, truthfully, when we were filming, like she did rub a lot of people the wrong way, just because she was a lot.
Okay.
As she should have been, because we were on TV and she was being herself, and it's also that it's a pressure cooker, and you're under a lot of pressure, and yeah.
In your season, the producers were telling you every morning, "Don't have a boring season, amp it up," right?
They never told me that.
Oh, they told Silky, sweetie.
Oh, is that what they told? Well, I don't remember hearing that, but it was just it's hard to get to know people on the show because I feel like everyone is so tense, and it's a pressure cooker. It's hard, and it brings out the best, but it also brings out the worst. And we definitely butted heads, and I feel really bad because I spoke for other people, which I shouldn't have, and I hurt her feelings. The thing I feel worse about is the fact that I hurt her feelings.
Right. I
never meant to do that, honestly. I thought I was just like, "Oh, we all hated her, ha 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 ha, kiki kiki," and then she like tweeted out that I had hurt her feelings, and that made me feel horrible because that was not what I intended to do. I thought I was being like a funny bitchy drag queen.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't, apparently. So it turned into this whole big drama, and I apologized to her, and yeah. And we're good now, and I really do enjoy her. I think she's super creative. I think she's super quirky. I think she's such an individual. She's kind of like this Americana Lana Del Rey-ish hybrid, weirdo, pot-smoking, whiskey-drinking, just very... I think she's amazing. I think she's really, really cool. I don't get to spend a lot of time with her. We worked together on the season 11 tour, but we never really worked together besides that. But I got nothing but good things to say about her.
Nothing like being at a viewing party that doesn't have a, like when you're on Look at Her, you know that
Yeah.
you're gonna see whoever you're saying is gonna happen. But Roscoe seems like they have that little camera.
Well,
up in
yeah,
the booth.
you know it's being filmed. Like we all
Right.
like that's part of the gig. We know it's being filmed, and I was just I wish I could take that moment back because I think a lot of people turned me into a villain from that and thought I was being a bitch, and I was being a bitch, but it was not meant to be taken that seriously, and I'm just really sorry I hurt her feelings.
Well, I love peace in the drag kingdom.
Absolutely, me too.
Yes. Look at her. This queen recently was on Drag Race All Stars and was serving it. Miss Roxy Andrews.
Oh, I have such a drag boner for Roxy Andrews.
Yeah.
She is, I think, in my opinion, the best drag queen in the world. She's just that one-stop shop, head to toe. She does it all herself. It's sickening. It's over the top, high, glamour, beautiful. She's stunning. She's just stunning. She's like a work of art all the time. And she's that old school Texas pageant drag, but like with a new school twist. There's just something, I just love her. I love her, I love her, I love her. I've loved her forever. Like, she's one of my favorites. And
Now, when did you get to first meet her?
Oh gosh, probably at Continental. One of the times at Continental or
Right.
around the pageant scene is kind of when I first met her, and I was completely in awe of her, and I'm still in awe of her. But I'm lucky enough to kind of count her as a friend now. And I brought back Canada Continental, which is a prelim to Miss Continental that we hadn't had in about 10 years in Toronto, and I brought that back this last year. And I brought her up to be the head judge.
Wow.
Yeah, which I was super happy she was able to do, and it was really nice to have her there because she really is just one of my favorite drag queens ever.
I bet she would be a great judge.
She is. She's great. She knows what she's talking about. She knows what she's looking at. Like, and she's fair, and she's honest. Like she's Roxy Andrews.
Now, like when you saw Roxy come out to be the lip sync assassin on All Stars, you know, these days we expect a lot of tricks and we expect a lot of
She didn't do a goddamn thing,
shenanigans.
and I didn't care.
Right, she's just served the performance.
I didn't care. She could do. I think people get caught up in the shenanigans and the trickery. There are a lot of amazing drag artists who they don't have to move, and can deliver an incredible performance. And I think Roxy's one of those. Like, she is a work of art. I just watched her for those 3 minutes, and she walked around the stage. She did her thing. She did her reveal, and I was here for every single second of it. Like, that's just not her gig. Like, her gig is the look. And I still think she's an amazing performer, despite the fact that she doesn't really dance a lot. I don't think I don't think that qualifies you to be an amazing performer. And I think that's something a lot of the newer Drag Race fans are missing. They think it's shablams and dips and all splits and all of that stuff. And that's great, but it has to be done well, and it has to make sense with the song.
Yeah.
But also, if you can there's nothing more powerful than being able to stand there and just deliver an amazing performance without doing any of that. I think that's the mark of a true talent.
Yeah, the presence.
It's presence. And she has it.
Roxy Andrews, thick and juicy.
Did I mention that I love her?
And that ass, that body. When she revealed the thick and juicy and you saw her firm, tight ass, I was like, wow.
I kept watching it, and I was like, I'm fucking Carson. Because Carson the whole time was just like,
Exactly.
I'm like, that's me.
I think that's how we all felt.
We were all Carson.
Look, beautiful.
Yeah, incredible.
Look at her. RuPaul.
RuPaul Charles.
The mother, your boss.
I know.
Now she's not only your mother, but she's your boss.
I know. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
She is my boss. Damn. I mean, what is there to say? Like, I owe her so much. Like, my career. Like, she's kind of given me everything I have right now, and I could not be more grateful for giving me this platform. It's very, very cool, and I hope I get to see her soon and tell her that.
And you said that you had your best moment on Drag Race was something that we didn't get to see between you and Ru.
Yeah, it was the week of Snatch Game, and we were all doing her critiques, and after she did mine, she just said, I know you've been trying to get on the show for a while, and I just want you to know that I'm so happy that you're here. And it was just like a really beautiful moment where like you could just feel the sincerity, and it was just like this really nice, warm moment. And it's something I really needed to hear in that moment, because obviously I'd just been torn to shreds for my snatch game.
Yeah.
And I was kind of feeling a certain type of way about it, even though I had killed the runway. And it was just that kind of nice, uplifting moment that I needed, which was really special.
Not everybody gets the sunshine from RuPaul, sweetie, so when you get it, soak it up.
Absolutely.